Hi guys, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. In today's reading, we are going to be channeling messages from the higher realms. So thank you all for joining me here today on my channel. We have 3 pile choices and we're going to get your significator cards right now to help you choose your pile or piles. Pile number 1, please. Can we get a card? Alright, so we have the prayer. Okay, pile number 2. These are really big cards, so they're a little hard to shuffle without flipping over half the deck. Pile number 2, please. Can we get a card? One card for pile number 2, please. Ooh, there we go. We have the shadow. And pile number 3. We have the stone. Okay. So you have the prayer, pile number 1, and that is with the angel. So the angel is going to be your messenger. In pile number 2, we have the shadow, and that is with the wolf and the moon. And pile number 3, we have the stone with the fairy. Alright guys, these are your pile choices for today. If you need more time to meditate, just pause the video. The timestamps will be listed in the description box below, and I will see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. You were drawn to the prayer card as well as the angel. So we're going to get messages from the angelic realm for your reading. So you have the prayer card, and you had 2 that wanted to come out. So we have the prayer and the castle. Okay. So the prayer card is about being in a state of gratitude and bliss. And the castle represents, the castle can be many things. So when we see castles in movies and fairy tales and everything, they are meant to keep, certain things out. So for me, this represents like your heart. So maybe you have a little bit of heartache and heartbreak, and we have the pearls of wisdom boxing this energy in. So I feel like going with the prayer card, that there may be some unresolved emotions that you have about a particular person or situation, and it's been on your heart or on your mind lately. I'm going to set that right here. But the angels are with you, and they're going to give you a message real quick. Let's see what they have. So we have winter, take care of your needs. Alright, so I feel like there's some healing here. Some attention and focus on yourself, on these wounds. We have the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Okay. So you're being asked to heal your heart space here by taking the experience and learning from that experience. What have you learned through these relationships or through these painful experiences and situations, whatever trials you've been through, the challenges, and to extract the pearl of wisdom from them, because yes, they were painful and they hurt, but you were learning something through those experiences. They were teaching you something, and it's to help you set up healthy boundaries for yourself so that you know what you like in a relationship and what you don't like in a relationship. What do you consider true love and what is not true love? through the experience of heartache and heartbreak, you have learned, hopefully, what you want from a relationship. But it's also about learning how to love yourself and learning how to set healthy boundaries through loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, you don't allow people to talk to you disrespectfully. And it's not saying that, like, when somebody does speak to you disrespectfully, that you attack them and you have this like unleashing of rage. It's where you can affirm, like, I'm not going to have a conversation with you if you're going to continue to talk to me this way, you know. And it's a demand of respect, but it's in a place that's very calm. It's very respectful yourself, because if you want somebody to respect you, you have to be the one who's in control of your own emotions as well, because that's what we're expecting from that individual, is to become calm and in control, and not to just react to every thought that's flying through their head, and react with every emotion that's spilling over from inside of them, and to unleash it all on you. It is, we want people to respond to a situation in a mature, calm way. And it's not easy to do. Believe me, I know. It's taken me years of practice to do that too. And sometimes, you do have that where you have to be very affirming and establishing I can't even speak establishing that boundary. It's a demanding that somebody has respect for you, and it can take a little bit of what's the word I want to say, practice in controlling your emotions and being able to speak in a way that people are hearing you, and not just immediately trying to defend themselves or attack you and put you on the defense. Okay, so we have the altar, priestess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. So we have prayer coming out twice. So there's been a lot, you've probably been doing a lot of healing. You've probably been asking for some healing. Some of you may have been doing rituals to practice self-love and self-care and healing yourself and letting go of the past and letting go of the pain that you've experienced in these relationships. The Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. This is more about prayer. All right, so your angels are communicating to you. This is the wisdom. They're helping you find the wisdom in the experience, in the suffering, in the pain, in the traumas. And we have 39 here with 3. So this is a 33, and that is about expansion. It's also about the divine feminine here, and creativity and joy and harmony. It's also the Christ consciousness here. So there's definitely some healing taking place right now. So the angels are working on you to heal and resolve this situation. We have the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. Yeah, okay. So I feel like this is you focusing, like maybe you're being asked not to focus on, the pain, but to focus on the healing. Focus on the releasing and detaching from the experience, and no longer having an emotional reaction and response to the situation or the person. Because anytime, like when we're doing the healing work, and healing is not linear, it's not like one and done. Sometimes it takes us a couple of times to readdress our feelings and our position and our boundary, and to reaffirm that to ourselves, and to also acknowledge our feelings and our emotions and our pain, to allow ourselves to grieve and process and move forward from those experiences. So it takes a little bit of time for us to purify and cleanse and heal through those experiences. But you're being asked to let it go, but to also focus on the healing and the moving forward and learning the lesson from the experience. Because we have a 10, and that is about endings and new beginnings, and the ending of a cycle, and it's the beginning of a new cycle, and having your independence now, no longer needing or feeling like you are dependent on someone else for your needs, learning to provide for yourself, to love yourself and nurture yourself and comfort yourself, and not seeking it outside of yourself from anybody else. We have the hyena. Yeah, maybe in the past, or this could be in the moment, where you almost deny your feelings and you try to laugh it off sometimes and mask things that hurt you, and you try to use humor to help you deal with things. But it's time to actually address the real issue, and allow yourself to heal from the pain. And maybe you've been dealing with it by being detached, by walling your heart off so that you're not truly feeling, your brokenheartedness or your sadness and your grief. And you've not allowed yourself to move through the process into the place of healing and resolve. And so the angels are going to help you work through this situation. We have the otter. Otters are very loving, gentle. They're very playful. They go with the flow. They enjoy life. They love their children. So I feel like you're being asked to be, or you do have a playful nature yourself, but this is how you're being asked to invoke more of the otter spirit than the hyena spirit, because the hyena kind of like masks their true feelings, and they laugh it off and joke it off, but really, like, this is what you're being asked to invoke, is the otter spirit, because the otter spirit goes with the flow of their emotion. It is still playful and has fun and enjoys life, but they allow their emotions to flow through them. They don't shove them down and wall them off and hide them and mask their pain with humor. They actually acknowledge, their emotions, and their true feelings flow through them. We have the scorpion. And scorpions have like this little biting tongue, so there might be a little bit of sarcasm that you use when you are feeling in pain, and so you use sarcasm a little bit to express yourself. I mean, take what resonates for you guys in this reading. This is a collective reading, so this is coming in as several different types of messages for you, so don't force anything to fit if it's not for you, okay? But the scorpion energy coming in here also brings in that rebirth, the end of the old and the beginning of something new. But scorpion energy itself, it does have a little bit of a sting, so I feel like there may be something that really has hurt you, and it may have caused a little bit of a burn, and it could have been maybe from like some type of relationship. It could have been a relationship with family, or it could have been a relationship with a loved one, like as in a partner. Maybe you still hear their words, something, and it might be something that comes up for you in your psyche, and it just triggers an emotion. And I feel like sometimes that's how people cope with their feelings, is to just laugh them off, which is not it's not the most healthiest way of handling it. It's, yes, it's good to use the humor, but it's more in a way that's, I feel like, after you've healed from it and addressed it and acknowledged that it really did hurt you, and then when you're further along on your journey, you can look back and have that sense of humor about yourself and about the situation. But right now, I think you're just being asked to nurture yourself and heal from those experiences. Oh, I forgot one. We have the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Ooh. And that's the number 8. All right, so this is about a karmic relationship. So this individual that you've had this issue with, this heartbreak with, was a karmic relationship. They were teaching you how to set those healthy boundaries for yourself. And you've been in a relationship with this individual, and it might not be one that's been as in a partner and relationship-wise that way. It could be a family member as well, but you've incarnated several times with this individual, each one of you playing a bad guy and a good guy in the different incarnations to teach one another lessons and to then become more independent, more kind and loving and attentive to your own needs and not looking for anybody outside of yourself for approval or for love or comfort. They were teaching you how to set those healthy boundaries for yourself and to expect more from relationships and not to just pour your heart into any individual. People have to earn your trust. Their words have to match their actions. You know, you are learning a whole bunch of things through this experience. And so you may start getting like these aha moments, just epiphanies start coming in because you're asking for healing, you're asking to move forward, and the angelic realm is working with you. So you're going to have a lot of wisdom coming in to your psyche and seeing things from a different perspective and shifting the way you see things. This is also about your strength, being strong and standing up for yourself and being able to acknowledge your fear, acknowledge your pain, and to surrender and let it flow. Oh, we have the peacock. All right, peacock is about accepting yourself, and it's also about the integration of all of your experiences, everything that you've learned. So it's the accumulation of all of your wisdom, your experiences, so that you can stand in your truth and your strength and see things with clarity. It's about owning who you are. We have control, sabotage, conflicts, mood swings, patterns. And then we have fulfillment, wish, success, achievements, happy outcome. That is what's going to come in for you. Surrender the need to try to control your feelings, because that is just going to sabotage the healing. When you have a memory come up or something triggers you, you're being asked to pause, come into your heart space, connect to your truth, to who you really are, and what is the true emotion that's wanting to come through for you in this moment, and allow it to flow, as in you're surrendering to that emotion. Like, you acknowledge that you're feeling hurt and that you felt either alone or abandoned or unworthy in some kind of way, because that was your truth. And so you're allowing that to be and to exist and be a part of your experience, because all of these experiences and all this pain has made you the person that you are today. It has brought you to this place, and it's trying, your guides or your angels are wanting to empower you and to remind you of your strength, and that you do have control over who you allow into your sacred space, who's allowed into the castle, into your heart. This is about you protecting your heart and loving yourself and protecting your heart, but letting the walls down enough so that you can be loved, so that you can have other people in your life who do see you and respect you and honor you. But that comes from you acknowledging your truth and acknowledging how you feel, your true feelings, your true emotions. And then that's going to bring in success. It's going to bring in this wish that you've been praying for. All right, your final card is an angel number. Wow, we have 0909, new beginnings, a great chance, an opportunity, courage, accomplishments, endings, conclusions, and big love. Look out for an opportunity that might be a game changer. You are completing something major. It feels good to level up, huh? Close the old chapter. A new adventure will unravel. Beautiful confirmation for you, pile number 1. So the angelic realm wants you to know that you are healing your heart, to surrender and allow yourself to just flow. Allow your emotions to flow. Take some time out to nurture yourself. Spend some time in nature that will help you to be more reflective within so that you can release these emotions and acknowledge how you really feel and address them from your truth, not from a place of anger and rage and, laughing it off. It surrender to how you feel and embrace your truth and extract the wisdom from the experience, because you've learned a lot through this process, so that you can finally release it and set yourself free, so you can start again and have a new beginning, having learned from this lesson. Okay? All right, pile number one, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you resonated with any part of this message, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't feel like sharing your story, you can leave an emoji. That's perfectly fine. Thank you for all of your likes, your subscribes, and just all of your energy and support for my channel. Thank you so much. Sending you all my love. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose the shadow card with the wolf and the moon. So I feel like there's something that's about to be revealed to you. Something from the shadow is going to be coming up to the surface. And what the shadow represents is the part of us that we deny, that we run away from. It's our fears. It's the past, the ghosts of the past, those types of things. It's the parts of us that are, it's painful memories, those types of things like that. So I feel like there's going to be some things surfacing from you, and the wolf is wanting you to be strong and to be a leader and to face those fears. And wolves are also, they represent like the family pride. So there may be some kind of connection to your family here. Let's see what else comes up. We have the sun, enjoy success and happiness. Yeah, I feel like there's some illumination. You're being asked to shine your light and your awareness into the shadows that are coming up for you to face your fears. What else we have? We have medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. More confirmation. All right, so there's some healing that's going to be taking place for you as well, pile number two. We had a lot of healing for pile number one as well. But yours is, there's something about to come up from the shadows, and you're being asked to honor your truth, honor your emotions and your past and your feelings, and to see things from a higher perspective, to see things with clarity and use your intuition to guide you into the shadows. Use your light as your source to help you illuminate the shadow. And the shadow is, y'all remember Peter Pan when he was, in the cartoons a long time ago. I'm not sure how old some of you are tuning into this channel, but there used to be these cartoons where Peter Pan was always trying to separate himself from his shadow. And the shadow followed him everywhere he went, and for him it was just like this nuisance, right? And the shadow is something that cannot be separated from us. It is a part of us. It's who we are. And it's the part of us that we repress, that because it's painful memories, and a lot of them come from our childhood. And so anytime we have a memory or something that triggers that pain, we kind of stuff it in and we ignore it. And what you're essentially doing is you're ignoring the younger version of yourself, like your inner child. So it's you when you were a child and somebody made you feel bad and somebody didn't comfort you and everything, and they ignored how you felt. You are now becoming that person who ignored your feelings, who didn't give you that approval and that love. You are now becoming that person because you are now ignoring who you were, how you felt, your experiences, and you're abandoning yourself to those feelings and those pain and that memory. And so essentially what you have to do is become your own mother. You have to go back to the past by allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to feel, and to validate that version of yourself who was experiencing that pain, and or maybe self-doubt, or felt abandoned, felt alone, felt like they couldn't express their uniqueness, their their laughter. Maybe they were told to be quiet, you know what I mean? Or they couldn't dress a certain type of way, or their silliness was too much, you know, whatever it was that you repressed about yourself. You're being asked to heal your inner child and allow them that full expression and to express their happiness. We have Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. Mm-hmm. And when you do this, after this healing, and see, Mother Nature, she too is also healing. She is like our stand-in mother. When the mother that we are born into our family, you know, I was telling you that the wolf belongs to a tribe, you know, and it's very much about family and family loyalty. And when we have a mother that we're born to and they don't have that nurturing tendency, they don't know how to tend to a child's emotions, and they don't know what to do with them, they don't know how to control them or anything, because they themselves were in a childhood where they didn't have that teacher either. And so they're not sure how to handle yours because they don't even know how to cope with their own. And so we're born with a mother who also has, who struggles with their emotions, and so now you're a child and you don't have that support. And so a lot of people, a lot of us tend to go to Mother Nature because she nurtures us. It's this peaceful, calming, blissful beauty, you know what I mean, that we get from being in Mother Nature. She calms our mind, she eases our soul. There's so much beauty, and it reminds us of the beauty of the world. And so yes, there are some things that are painful, but there's also the reflection of that, and there are things that are beautiful and loving and kind. And so we always have that duality in this plane, in this existence. So some of you may have spent a lot of time outside in nature. We have the River Queen, flow, letting go, and natural movement. Allow your emotions to flow. I feel like these are very similar readings, pile number 1 and pile number 2. But allow your emotions to move through you, and allow yourself to be who you really are, and to express your inner child, to express your truth. And sometimes, you know, when you're born into, if you know, like I was saying, that wolf is a pack mentality. They're about tribe, and they are protectors of the tribe, and they are the types of energies that want the children to pass down legacies, to pass down traditions, to walk in their footsteps. And sometimes they're not very flexible in allowing the children to be unique and to express their own individualness, you know, where they can be more independent and be different than what the family is trying to, you know, enforce on them to be a certain type of way. And so you're being asked to become your own parent and to allow your inner fire, your needs to be met, to allow them to flow out into the world, to express yourself. We have the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, and cause and effect. Yeah, this is you creating your own story, creating your own truth, creating that foundation for yourself, your own stability. What is it that you want to create for yourself? I feel like things are going to start moving ahead for you. Some of you have been doing this inner work, and you know that there's something coming towards you. And if not, you're being told that pay attention to the signs, continue staying in your flow. You're being connected to, Mother Nature's connecting to you, Source is connecting to you, the angelic realm. You're being guided along a path. We have a 9 and a 9 here. So there's a lot of endings, closing of chapters, and reaching that fulfillment. Reaping what you sow. Yeah. So some of you have been doing the inner work, and you've been shining your light into the shadows. And so you're coming out of that phase and you're stepping into this new beginning where you're no longer in the shadow. You're standing in your light. You're standing in your truth. And you're about to receive the blessings from all the hard work. These are general readings, collective readings. So take which narrative is meant for you. You'll know your truth. What? Look, we have the wolf coming out. Yeah, stand and I feel like you're meant to be a leader. You're meant to lead others out of the shadow and into the light. Let's see, what else we have? We have the deer. This is about a gentle spirit, and I feel like this is who you are. This is a feminine energy. It has nothing to do with like sexuality or anything like that. It's just, this is a very feminine, graceful spirit here. And you're being asked to be gentle with yourself, gentle with your needs, understanding who you are, understanding your truth. And I feel like a lot of people don't even know who they are. They don't know their truth. This is also about mothering yourself. And having compassion for your experiences, for maybe the people who hurt you, for your own needs. Being gentle while you go through this healing journey here, okay? We have the black egg. This is about the potential. And everybody has, access to the black egg. This is about manifestation, what it is you want to create. It's like the seed that needs germinating here, where you're given an opportunity, a choice to decide what it is that you want to nurture and create. Oh, we have the eagle. The eagle's about transformation. It's also about seeing things from higher perspectives and having this fierceness to go after your fears, to face the shadow, to shine your light and illuminate those fears by facing them and acknowledging them. The fears only give power, they hold more power the more you deny them and ignore them and push them down. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you can have the courage to face your fears and to hunt them down and try to understand where they come from, and that's what you're being asked to do, is to acknowledge your fears and to befriend them, to understand them. What is this fear that I have? Where does it even come from? And acknowledging that. And they will reveal themselves. Oh, I come from a place in your childhood when, I was being attacked by, this person who meant so much to me in my life, and they made me feel like I was worthless or nothing in this moment, and that's where you have to go in and say, well, I love you, and that's not the truth. You allowed them to make you feel that way because you love them and you want their validation and you want their support and love, and they just couldn't give it to you in that moment. They couldn't see you with whatever was going on in their life and in their world. They couldn't nurture you, the inner child who was going through that experience. And you as a child can't communicate your needs in a way that an adult would understand. Children don't have the capacity to share their needs in that way. Like, oh my goodness, mom, like I'm trying to express myself and you won't let me express myself, or I'm not allowed to express my anger and my discontent with the situation of being told to just do whatever, even though it's like not something I really want to do. Children have no control. So in those moments, we're just having to force all of our feelings and push them all aside and deal with things logically, even when they don't make sense. And so that's why they become our shadows, because it becomes something that we have to disregard and ignore and push away instead of addressing and validating that this is a truth for us, And so now you have to be the person who goes like time traveling back in time as the person you are today, which is the higher self for your younger you, your younger child. You are the higher self of your inner child. And so now you have to go back and comfort them and give them the guidance and support to help them move through what they're feeling and experiencing so that they can heal. And it no longer becomes the shadow, it gets illuminated. And your inner child feels loved, they feel nurtured, they feel cared for, they feel comforted because you took the time out to acknowledge what they were going through. Okay? We have twin flame, strong mate. This is about you tending to yourself. And so let's say the higher you is the male right here, right? The inner child is this female here. And the female, the inner child, has all these feelings and these emotions that they've had to ignore as a child, and all the experiences that they went through that broke their heart. And now you, the higher self, you, the person that you are now, is going to go comfort this younger version of yourself and to validate their experience and create this connection that you have within. So it's no longer a shadow, it's no longer a fear, something that you're running away from. It's something that you face and address and you acknowledge, and you pour your love and your heart onto that version of yourself. And it brings such a connection within that brings this harmony. It's like you become your own twin flame. You become your own soulmate. Everything comes from within you. You have all the tools and the resources within. And it's true. And this is where your healing is going to come from, is you validating your own emotions and fears. We have the present and attracting. Exactly. Okay, so whenever you bring this healing to your shadow, to your younger self, you then become like more connected to the present moment. You're no longer being drawn back to the past or having fears and anxiety about the past repeating itself in the future. You are more connected to the present moment. And the more in the present you are, the more centered in your heart space, the more things start flowing towards your life, because you're turning within and healing the parts of yourself that you've ignored. And so your attention goes inward, which then creates this attracting energy, this magnetic pull for synchronicity, for flow, for receiving blessings, receiving love, receiving affection, receiving connection, receiving answers to your prayers, that kind of stuff like that, receiving success, abundance, gratitude. That's what you're moving towards after you go on this healing journey. So just know and prepare. Some of you have been on the healing journey and you're starting to attract your soulmate, or you're attracting, all the hard work that you put in. Synchronicities are coming in. Your seeds are sprouting and growing, and you're about to receive your abundance from your hard work. And some of you are about to go on this healing journey and going within. Wow, we have 6666, great blessings, self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, and letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down, make space for something meaningful, and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. So the more you can release and surrender, and that just means allowing yourself to feel and move through and process what needs to be healed, the more that you can let go of from the past and move forward from, the more space you will create within for good things to come into your life. So if you start seeing this number, it means that you're on the right path and great blessings are flowing into your life now. All right, pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. If this was your vibe, if it resonated with you, please leave a comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just leaving an emoji. Thanks for all your likes and your subscriptions. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for helping me grow my channel. Sending you lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the stone card with the fairy. Pretty cute that the fairy and the stone came out together, because fairies are drawn to shiny things such as crystals. But I feel like with this one there is a grounding that's taking place, a grounding of spiritual energy, of spiritual wisdom. Stones. For me, like, I was just reminded of crystals. Like, of course, crystals help ground higher frequency energies into the physical realm. They're reminders of crystallized consciousness, like grounded higher realms. Let's see what comes through. What's your mystery message? We have the Spirit Box. Trust your talents in changing times. Okay, so ooh, maybe your spiritual gifts are grounding. Maybe you're tuning into your spiritual gifts. Let's see. Foxes are very instinctive. They work with what they have. They're very skillful. They're witty, intelligent. Almost not kind of want to say like sneaky, but it's only because, like, when you think of the fox in the hen house, the fox like is very, very smart and uses its wits to figure out problems and find solutions. Let's see what else. We have the White Witch, be the light. Okay. We have this owl coming through. This is about definitely wisdom and maybe using your gifts. Being the light. Okay, let's keep going. Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Okay. The Resting Tree, patience and stillness. And that is with 22. 22 is about the peacemaker, energetic boundaries, being divinely guided. The pause, listening. Yeah, I definitely feel like you are grounding your spiritual energies, your higher self, getting access to your spiritual gifts, your wisdom, accessing your own wisdom and intuition. Let's see. We have the Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. Okay. And we have trust your talents and changing times. So, and we have acquiring knowledge here. So thank you for the confirmation. You are downloading and grounding your spiritual wisdom, your truth, your higher self, your gifts, your talents, and you're going to be using them in the future in coming times. So, but right now you're in a place of the pause, of allowing those energies to be downloaded. So spending time in nature, in meditation, developing some type of spiritual practice here, where you can communicate with your guides, where you can be open to accessing the wisdom that they're wanting to share with you. We have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. And it looks like we have this Merlin magician hermit here. So yeah, you're going on a quest for ancient knowledge, for wisdom, and accessing your spiritual gifts. Being able to see things from a higher perspective, seeing things from different angles, accessing your wisdom, your mastery over the lower realms, over the illusion and the fears. Yeah, and this is card, we have a 7 and we have a 9. So we have 22, 7, and 9. And 7's about determination, wisdom, spirituality, harnessing your gifts here, your talents, trusting yourself, using discernment, when you should be stepping in to help and when is a time to allow people to learn their own lessons. Not everybody, what is that light worker syndrome, where there's this urge to wake everybody up and to point out all the fears and all the ways that people are living in an illusion. And when we do that, we can try to force our beliefs or force people to wake up before they're ready. And when that happens, there becomes this like war, and people end up starting to attack you, and you end up getting like your head bit off, and you're just trying to point out to them where, you're just trying to help people. But it ends up becoming where like you're a bad guy, or people start looking at you like you're crazy. Because you're able to see things and see how the illusion is guiding people, and they're leading them in the wrong direction. But everybody chose to come here, and we all signed contracts with individuals with to have different experiences and to wake up when we're ready at a specific time. And there's a triggering that takes place, just like you were set to awaken like an alarm clock at a certain time. And so are these individuals. Everybody is destined to wake up, and sometimes they're not in this lifetime. And some people just won't, no matter how many times they are given the sign to wake up. They will just continue to go back to sleep and stay in the illusion because it's a comfort zone, and they don't realize that this is their opportunity to create change in their life. And so it's best to focus on your path. And if you are met with somebody along the path who finds you to be a guide, to be somebody that they are inspired by, and they seek your advice and your wisdom, that's when it's okay to help and step in and be a guide and to offer your wisdom and to share. But it's not to do the work for them, but it's to offer advice and a different way of seeing things from a different perspective. But you have to allow people to do their own work, because if they don't, they're not learning the lesson, and they're doomed to repeat it anyways, because their heart and soul has to record the experience in their own Akashic records that they did go through this and they learned the lesson from it. And not that somebody gave them the cheat codes so that they could bypass a class. There is no bypassing. Everybody has to do the work and learn through the experience. So let that go and focus on your own studies and learning yourself and revealing your own inner truth and getting to know your truth and who you are. We have the Queen of Light, Illumination, Enlightenment, and Celebration. Ooh, okay. So definitely getting access to higher light vibrations and frequencies and grounding them here onto the planet Earth. More wisdom, ancient knowledge. There's going to be an awakening. Something's coming to light for you. It's going to be something that is going to be exciting. It's going to be very sudden. Like we have this lightning at the end of his wand. It's just going to be this like poof, aha, this epiphany moment for you. And we have a 6 here, so it probably has to do with material comforts, love, stability, things of the home, that type of stuff. Comfort. Ooh, we have the dolphin. Yay. These are such a playful, high vibrational energy, but it's also about having a spiritual practice here and devoting and committing yourself to something that is spiritual, to honing your light, practicing, working on your energies, and embodying more love, more peace, more calm, more patience, more stillness, more connection to Mother Nature, grounding in those higher energies, that peaceful, loving energy here on earth, and remaining balanced between the spiritual and the physical realm. And it's creating that channel between the two. And it requires you to be very grounded when you're accessing higher dimensional energies and more light, more wisdom. You have to be very grounded in order to stabilize this information. It's like the tree that has to have this solid, deep roots here on the earth, where you feel safe being who you are, you feel safe being in your body, you feel safe where you live. You have that comfort zone within your own heart and space and your own energies, so that you can access the higher energies and pull them down into the physical realm and ground them. Okay, what else we have? We have the Cobra. Ooh. The Cobra is about becoming the inner teacher, the inner master, and the master of the inner realm here. Mastering your gifts, your talents, your heart, your peace, your emotions, your response to the outside world, to the reflection, making sure that the energies that you are mastering within are what you're wanting to be reflected in the world around you. So if you have feelings of gratitude and love and self-worth, you're going to attract people into your reality that value your worth and who love you for your truth and authenticity, who see your value. Let me check more on this. I know I have the Kundalini in my mind about the spiritual awakening here and the Cobra being the teacher, because it does represent the serpent, and that's the underworld. So it's the mastering the shadows, mastering your inner realm, having peace, becoming somebody who knows who they are. You're accessing more wisdom. Yeah, so you're becoming like the student yourself, becoming the light. Yeah, like you're ready to go on this spiritual quest here. You're ready to face the shadows. You're ready to anchor in more love, more light, bringing in more peace. Yeah, because you have acquiring knowledge, the stillness, the inner teacher, going within, embracing the energy of peace, be the light, trust your talents during the changing times. So there may be a little bit of turbulence going on in the world. Obviously there is, but it's learning how to be calm in the state of chaos, even though there's all this is happening out there, but that's the transformation taking place. So before something new can be born and created, it looks like a mess, you know? Think of like a star. You know how it's like this nebula of gas and hydrogen and everything like that. It's all just very mixed around and it's not formed yet, right? So it's this gassy stuff all over the place. And then eventually it starts to come together and it creates this big old like blast and a star is like created. And so then it has this like, I mean, I'm going to say solid structure, but it's not, you know, it's just all cohesive and together. And that's what is going to eventually happen. But first, it's like all the parts, the old has to like crumble and fall apart. And so it looks like chaos because parts are scattered everywhere and everything's crumbling and falling down. And so that is the chaos. But then from that, something new is created and the parts start coming together again and they start forming a whole picture. And then you see why it was necessary for the chaos. And the more that you can tune into your inner world and become a master of your own emotions, your mind, that's where your center is. And that's where you hone in that place of peace, because the mind's not running around with these crazy thoughts and the emotions aren't running rampant and having these reactions and outbursts as soon as, you know, something triggers us. There's this inner mastery that's taking place. And then we have the hawk. Look at that. That's that Hawkeye vision, that clear vision, seeing things with such clarity, being able to fly above the chaos and knowing that everything is happening for a reason and having that trust, complete trust that Spirit knows what it's doing. And at the time, yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the world. There's a lot of people responding with fear and worry and doubt. And that is feeding that chaos. And there's a lot of us who know that everything's happening for a higher purpose and to trust and surrender to the change because it's so needed on our world. So the things that are happening around us, we just know that that is all a part of the creation process. We have to see the endings in order for the new beginnings to come in place. And so we're all kind of just allowing and surrendering to the process and having that patience and inner knowing within that we're going to be supported and guided. Oh, look, we have structure, foundation. What was I just saying? Wants to build a foundation and balance. The structures have to collapse, and that's what we're going to see. And even like in our own inner world, sometimes we build our truths around illusions of how we think, how we see ourselves, and how we see the world. And when we uncover a truth within, we discover something, we unearth a stone, something that we've been holding on to, some kind of ancient wisdom. We get these epiphanies, and we all of a sudden can see, the truth of the situation. We see things with such clarity, with such vision, and it brings that sense of like, wow, I knew this, but now I know it, and there's no disbelief anymore, because it's something that maybe you had a hunch about, but then the truth, it just gets shoved in your face and you can no longer deny it, you know. But trust yourself. We have the feminine energy, yin, intuitive, nurturing, creative. It goes saying, trust yourself, trust your intuition, allow your intuition to guide you moving forward. Listen to your guides who are guiding you. Listen to the light. Tap into your heart space while you're watching the shift take place. Let go of any fears that you have, any insecurities that you have, any victim mentality that might try to creep in. Why is it always happening to me? Or bad things always happen to me. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you're not worthy or not deserving in any kind of way, let that fall away, because that's part of the old structure, the old system, the old beliefs. And tune back into your spiritual practice and holding on to the higher perspectives, the higher realm. And so if you haven't been on a spiritual journey, you're about to receive a teacher who's going to help work with you. But some of you have been on the spiritual journey for a good bit of time, and you are learning to become your own teacher and your own guide. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of your spiritual practices, and that's what's helped you have this place of inner peace and patience within. All right, so your angel number is 777. Woo! What a lucky number. We have good luck, contentment, prosperity, abundance, spiritual awakening, and divine intervention. This message is most likely to reach you during intense uncertainty. You'll come out winning from everything that may come your way. It is also a sign that you have much life experience and wisdom to share, yet you'll need enthusiasm and effort to get this message to others. Ooh, I love that. So you definitely have a lot of wisdom from everything that you've gone through, because you've found that place of inner peace. But some of you may have a little bit of uncertainty, as it's saying, but you're being asked to trust in your talents, in your abilities, and everything that you have learned along the way, and that you will come out successful. You'll come out winning in the end. Just allow things to fall into place. Practice your patience, spending time in nature, tuning into your guides, because there's a time of celebration ahead. You have good luck on your side, pile number 3. All right, pile number 3, that was your reading for today. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Leave an emoji if you don't feel like sharing your story, to let me know that this was your reading, pile number 3. And thank you so much for being on my channel. I appreciate all of your support and your energy and contributions to help me grow my healing temple. Thank you all so much for being here. Sending you lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.